What's that from?
I don't know.
What's that in regardless?
I don't know.
Hey,
Yo,
there she is.
what's up?
Look at her. She's shaking it.
She's shimmying.
She's shimmying. She's doing a shimmy. She's in the studio.
Hey.
It's our pal, an old friend.
Who's got a
Your
welcome back.
long-lost friend.
Let's welcome
Who's got
back.
a book? Look at her. And it's really, it's
I
a thick
wrote
book.
words.
It's thick.
Yeah, I didn't know you write words and stuff. No, actually, she's produced 22 different things. You got quite the resume.
Thanks.
You know,
Are
like-
you reading it off?
Yeah, I'm like, holy shit. I knew you did lots of things, but wow. Started off at YouTube. Listen to this. Ready? Carrie went from being one of the first YouTube sensations and co-founder of one of the most successful YouTube networks ever, Noga TV, to one of television's most sought-after personalities, Celebrity Apprentice, and now the book, Everybody Curses, I Swear. Let's welcome Carrie Keagan!
Hey, everybody!
Yay!
What's up,
Hi. Oh, my goonies. She's here in person.
Stop. That's never going to work. Your Mexican word of the day is not going to work.
Goonies. Oh, my goonies.
Oh, my goonies.
All right,
My
so now-
Goonies.
Goonies. Oh, my goonies.
Oh, my goodness.
Is that like a euphemism, or does that mean your actual little friends?
No, it's like there's a stupid online joke about Mexican words of the day. The one was Goonies. You have to make it into something a Mexican would say.
Oh, my goonies.
Oh, my goonies.
Oh, my goonies.
Oh, my goonies.
I got my Goonies on my chest.
Yes. Oh, my goonies. Will you look at that? All right. Well, Carrie Keagan, not only beautiful and talented, but you're a writer and producer and all that stuff. I think that's what people seem to forget about you sometimes, or maybe not.
Who's forgetting?
Well, because, immediately,
forget.
there's a lot of guys listening, right?
Right? They are?
Guys? Yes.
Hi, guys.
A lot of guys.
Hi,
and they're like,
guys.
yeah, Carrie Keagan. Oh, yeah. They're looking at you and they're thinking, yes. And
Are
they're
they touching
forgetting.
themselves when they're saying that?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Are you guys doing that right now?
Yeah.
If
Do you
you
think-
are, call in, write in. I want to know.
Do you think a guy has Carrie Keagan and just that grunt that you did?
You know, it's funny. I feel like on social media, I can actually hear the grunt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we see your Instagram pages and everything.
Yeah, the comments are amazing.
Yeah.
What I love.
See your tits.
What I love,
would do to you.
What I love is when you click and you make the picture bigger of who writes some nasty, crazy shit. And you're like, that's the person making fun of me, and you hold back and saying mean shit back, or you just
Hey, I'll take a fan where I can get it. I'm not
So
going to
you're-
be mean ever.
not going to be mean ever.
No, the only time I ever have to erase people is if they're just outright, blatantly, just full on fucking racist. Or
Right,
like,
right. Yeah, you got to sometimes just shut them down immediately. But the point I'm trying to make is, people see you and they make their grunty, perverted sounds. But it wasn't an easy path. Like, you did a lot of shit to get here.
I worked real hard.
No, seriously. No, you really did. Like, while Rich and I were doing our radio show, like bozos every day, just coming in and out.
Yeah.
You were fucking on your grind, doing your hustle, and really working your way up to Celebrity Apprentice and all the TV shows you're hosting and
I
everything.
did it while you weren't looking, so it looked easy once I got here.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Listen to this stat: 2 billion views. Her interviews have gotten over 2 billion views online.
And I thank all 2 billion of those people.
No, that's
or
amazing.
all 2 of them that watched it a billion
clicking.
times.
Just
Yeah.
keep clicking.
And what's that stat? You've interviewed like over 9,000 or something celebrities.
Yeah,
some remarkable stat.
I've gotten,
You've
about
built a lot of
9,000.
stats.
I know, I have big numbers.
You have stats now. We don't have stats.
You're just reading off stats. It's our producer, Paul.
We don't have stats.
They might not even be right. I don't know.
9,000 in celebrity interviews. You've
Look at
amassed
this. And
quite
you
an
batted-
impressive list.
You batted 343 in 2006.
Right?
I didn't know this.
I also bowl 100.
By the way, I have a theory that if you can't bowl 100, it's a fucking embarrassment.
Yeah,
It's true.
I agree with you.
Because that means that if you bowl
7-year-old could do that.
one time, you just need to get a strike or a spare. That would be
Just one time.
One time, and you can
Here's
bowl
what
100.
happens
if
with
you don't
me.
bowl 100, sad.
Every time I bowl, I pretty much, and I'm not a very good bowler, I don't bowl very often, but when I do, it's like beginner's luck every
I
time.
don't think anyone's judging you on that, though.
Yeah, I don't
Are you
think-
sure?
Carrie Keagan, I was gonna, but she had no fucking bowling skills. I said, beat it.
I got kicked to the curve.
You know, I
can't
was gonna
hang.
give it to her real good, but she bowled the 96. I said, go fuck yourself.
That's what happened.
But I will always bowl a strike. Yeah, like usually the first
Yeah.
frame, and then I'm done. Like I can't.
Yeah, but that's the point. If you bowl a strike and then the rest of the time you get like 7, 6, 8, 9, like you could somehow get 100 points.
Well, I also like to cheat.
to change the computer score, or you
Well,
just fucking reset.
I'll distract people.
right.
Like I'll do
You'll
dumb
tiptoe
things.
up behind them.
I'll make sure that I bowl as they're bowling. So,
Right.
like
Two
it
balls
pisses,
going down
yeah,
the-
if
Oh,
that
that's
pisses
good.
people off. I bowl badly. Like I'll do like this.
You do no, it's
Like,
no
I'll-
courtesy.
I'll do like the little kid roll, like between my
Like grandma
legs.
style, yeah.
Did you put the bumpers up?
I don't do that. I don't cheat that badly.
Okay.
But I mean, because that's just real cheating.
I love
I do
that.
that with putt-putt as well. Have you guys done miniature golf?
Yes, of
Last
course.
time I played, like, I'm down on the ground, like billiard style, trying to.
She cheats to get
I
ahead.
can kick them in.
Is that the secret to your success?
I'm not a very, I'm not a
Cheats.
very competitive person, so I like to have fun. And if you are real competitive, you don't want to fucking play with me.
Right, I am. Like I when I'm bowling or playing mini golf, even though it's for fun, I do it to win. I take this for real and very serious.
Of course. By the way, you did have a squishy leather jacket. It was squishy.
Did it make a lot of noise?
I feel like I heard a lot of squish going on. See a lot of squish.
Well, she took it off, guys.
That's not the sound of my jacket, by the way.
Whoa. At Carrie Keagan, guys, you want to look her up? Carrie Keagan. So let's talk about this. You're with a whole bunch of people now on Celebrity Apprentice. We got Matt Iceman stopping by.
I was going to say, you're off now. Right?
Yeah. Let's be clear. I was the first one terminated.
I know, but I haven't gotten there yet. You fast forward.
Really?
Terminated.
Wow, and it pops up on the screen right behind me like it's some sort of awesome thing. But
And
you know
that's
what?
your resume.
I'll tell you one thing that is awesome about being the first one terminated.
Yeah.
Jeopardy question right here.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true. Who was the
Wait.
first person
Arnold ever terminated?
Yeah.
That would be me.
How cool is that going to be when that happens?
I mean,
I don't know if that'll ever be a trivia question.
if
but
it ever,
is.
if it ever
If it
never
ever was.
happens,
If it ever never, we were saying that we're a day away from Donald Trump being president, and someone said I said if you were in a coma, right, and you woke up today, 2 years ago today, he fired Lorenzo Lamas. So that's from 2 years ago to today. Think
That's
of
amazing.
how far we've
That is
come.
oh my
incredible.
God,
2
that's
years ago,
amazing.
he's firing Lorenzo Lamas. Now he's being sworn in to be president.
Wow.
So
we've
that's
come a long way.
quite
Do you
a-
think that people thought that when they woke up and Ronald Reagan was president? Was it the same
Yeah.
feeling of
No,
like,
it's Doc Emmett Brown didn't know.
Ronald Reagan, the actor?
Yeah.
No, but he was a politician before he was president. Donald
True.
Trump was just a guy that was like, I'm a loudmouth type of guy. I'm
just firing people?
That's
Yeah.
amazing, though, when you think of what he's accomplished in those 2 years, So
By the way, is it a lot of the same crew and staff and production team that did Apprentice when he was on it that with Arnold now or no?
Yeah, I think it's the entire same crew.
Isn't that amazing that there's a lot of people that have a personal relationship in the weirdest way with someone that's about to be president? Just
Yeah.
because of the way he came up, lived.
100%. Yeah. And there was very little talk about Donald Trump when we were shooting the show because they were very adamant about it being the new Celebrity
Right,
Apprentice
right.
with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And so, then it was announced that Trump was still connected to the show. And I think it was a little bit of a wah wah.
Well,
But then I think there's also a feeling that there's probably a lot of people that liked him personally, but don't necessarily think he should be president. That's probably do you think that's a weird thing he deals with a lot in his life? People that are like, yeah, I like you, Donald. You're my friend. You're an acquaintance. I met you over the years, but the whole president thing, I don't know if I love.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious that most of the coasts are not big fans.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
And, I hope that he can do some of the things, even one of the things that he promises
And if
to
he
do
does,
that's
then
actually
yeah,
going to help the
that's
American
good.
people.
Right.
We'll see. As of, I think it's going to be a bumpy road this first year. I think he does not have his presidential hat on yet.
What type of hat is that? Is it a fedora? Or
It's
or
one that's
like
going
a-
to keep his hair down.
His Make America Great.
Oh my
thing
God!
hat.
He should wear
He's
a
going to have a crown that has the dreadlocks like connected to
Yes.
it.
Yes.
It's going to be amazing.
Imagine. Do you think he'll ever wear his "Make America Great Again" hat like in a press conference?
I hope not.
That is a great red hat.
We
That is
we
a
actually have those. Yeah, we have those.
You might have to never wear that ever
We
as a
have
president, right?
We have them. They're the worst hats ever.
We got them as a joke, and I feel like it was the worst hat. You made the point. It was the worst hat
It's
ever.
the fucking worst hat. It's terrible. It's a terrible hat. But we
So
often,
you wear it all the time.
I mean, sometimes, yeah, in the office. We often wonder how close the contestants got to Donald Trump and how much they know him. So I'm going to ask you, when you're with Arnold Schwarzenegger, how much time do you actually spend with him and talk to him, off the air and things like that? What's
you
that
want to know how
relationship?
close we
Yeah,
got?
how
Is
close
that-
do you get? Yeah.
like housekeeper close?
Whoa,
Or no,
whoa. That's too close,
I'm
man.
sorry.
We were doing this for charity. Come on.
Did you notice, and before you answer the question, I also want to ask, did you notice his eyebrows? Because we interviewed Arnold Schwarzenegger one time, right?
Yeah.
And this buffoon that you see across from you couldn't stop staring at his stray gray eyebrow hairs that were
But
sticking
he
out.
just has typical old man eyebrows.
Yeah,
They're
I
no
don't
different
know
than
why.
anybody. I
Rich
think my
could
dad
not-
probably has those too.
Rich could not stop staring. It was the
Dude,
most
you're gonna have
awkward-
them. You just wait. You gotta. Oh no!
It was the
Don't
most-
you put that on my head.
Take a picture. Take a picture. Put it on Instagram.
It burns.
Make America great again. Hat.
Hey, Spock, can you pull up the video of Arnold?
So she could see it. Yeah, it was the most awkward thing ever. I'm telling you, you guys got to see it on YouTube. Rich interviewing Schwarzenegger.
And while you pull that up, I want to thank you for something you did years ago. You had us on your Big Morning Buzz show.
Aw.
And that was so fun for us because we love doing the random little TV appearances along the way, and that was a good one. That
Did
was
you
a fun
just
one.
really call my show a random little
The random
TV
little
appearance?
TV. No, that was a big one.
I'll come over there and kick your
Then I
ass.
followed up with saying that was a big one. Then I followed up with saying that was a big one.
I think he was referring to our appearance.
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't the show. I do remember this though, and I got
I can't not look at his eyes. Like,
look at him. Look how awkward.
You really
I
are.
awkwardly-
You're like moly.
it really is. It's the most awkward thing. I just keep looking and I can't
Rich could not
focus.
focus.
Radio, television, and newspapers,
there you go,
magazines,
look at
and
it
now
again.
with the internet and all this
then
technology
look
we have
away.
available.
And then look again.
Because
And now,
this is all
uncomfortable
about
and
days.
look down.
I
Yep,
can't.
there it
It,
is.
was, it
Wow.
really was like the moly.
You had like a weird tick.
Yes.
I couldn't stop.
Yep, he couldn't stop staring at his eyebrows. So when you were getting close to
Well,
Arnold, what
here's
was that like?
Arnold actually was really fucking cool to
He was?
everybody.
I
Yeah,
bet.
when we were, and again, I wasn't there long enough to really
Yeah,
know what
right.
it was, But the first couple of days that we were there, he invited all of us up to his house for dinner
Oh, that's nice.
because he was like, "Listen, I'm going to have to fire each and every one of you at some point, and it's nothing personal. It's just because of the
that's
show
super
or whatever."
cool.
And
Yeah,
he's like,
that's
"I just
really-
want you to know that this is
It is what it
not.
is.
Yeah, it's just a show." And he made sure that he thanked specifically every day, like the makeup department, the lighting guys, the crew. Nobody ever does that.
Right.
It was like it's a class act. So
That's
I mean,
cool.
he's obviously been on enough sets, and he's a big, a career politician now, and he understands that those things matter.
Yeah,
And that's how you get support.
So there's no bitterness, but is it a bummer or just awesome to be part of something goofy and fun
Oh,
like
I was
that?
pissed when it
You
happened.
were really pissed.
Yeah.
Of course,
Okay,
yes.
It's,
good,
like,
all
it's like being like the first girl that gets kicked off The Bachelor.
Well,
Like, you didn't even, not even one rose
no,
ceremony?
it's not like that at all. Actually,
Yeah, bro.
no.
Why you keep putting her down?
I didn't want a fucking rose, man. I wanted to win money for my charity.
course.
Like the Humane Society deserves better than that. Especially, I mean, look, I'm friends with Portia and Snooki, but what the fuck? It was not my fucking fault that she lost.
Fuck those putas. Fuck those putas.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah.
I mean, we were doing a makeup challenge against a bunch of dudes
Yeah.
who wear makeup. Unfortunately, they had Boy George at the helm. So,
Yeah.
and then they won. I mean, that's embarrassing for women
Yep.
already. But then, they only show you what they want to show you on the show. So, what they didn't show you is that most of the things that we got fired for were things that I brought up earlier in the actual making of the presentation. They don't want to tell you that.
Yeah.
So when it came down to the project manager who made all the decisions, or me,
Yeah.
really? You're going to fire me? Fine. This is
Maybe-
the most uninteresting episode ever.
Maybe Arnold didn't trust his penis around you. Maybe that's the scoop.
No.
I don't think he likes blondes. I don't know. I never got that icky feeling.
Hey,
I never-
of the people on the season, who did you feel like you clicked with? Was there any like Matt Eisman? We find is a
Dude,
nice
Matt
guy. He's like
Eisman's
one of the
my
nicest
favorite
guys,
people
right?
on the
super
planet.
cool, and he's a doctor. We're like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, but he's
like
a
the coolest
doctor
guy.
who quit being a doctor to be a comedian.
That's true. Yeah,
Sort of
that's
a fun
What?
story.
It's like Ken Jeong. What's happening here?
That's funny. But we also talked to Brooke Burke, and she painted the picture that surprisingly everybody kind of got along. Is that untrue, or is that sort
No,
of
it
true?
is true, and I
Really?
think potentially that might be why the ratings aren't as great as they probably could be, because there isn't a lot of drama that's happening. And I can tell you that the episode that I was on, we were in that boardroom trying to figure out how to whittle down for 3 hours. So, you see it in 5-minute increments, but
Gotcha.
we sat there forever. And then finally, when they cut to me and they're like, Carrie, who do you think should get fired? I'm like, enough. Like, we've been sitting here for 3 hours. Someone has to come back in the boardroom.
So Carrie Keagan is here again. The book is Everybody Curses, I Swear. And look, the picture's great. I'm sure you put a lot of thought into that.
Wait, you didn't even see
Seth
the full
Rogen
thing.
talks about it in the front.
Yeah, he does. Check it out.
He says you're a maniac. Oh, look at this.
You got more pictures.
More pictures. Look on the inside. There's a beautiful book.
Aww.
Everybody, because I swear, uncensored tales from the Hollywood trenches.
Pictures. No, I was going to say these are. Do you go through this like very meticulously picking a picture that you like? Because I feel like Covino is so OCD about like little pictures for any little.
He's a little diva.
I'm such a bitch with that.
I've never been a diva like that.
You said, hey, you're the pros. Pick out the best ones.
Actually, funny enough, that picture on the cover, well, that photo shoot was not a brand new photo shoot for the book. I mean, I'm going to give away little secrets here, but those were like these hidden photos that I forgot about, and I found them again. I was like, holy shit, this would make the greatest book cover. So that's what it ended up doing.
You look hot in that photo.
Now, how does this sort of thing happen? You're building the resume. You've done a lot of things. Did you always have this book in mind, or was it presented to you, or part of the hustle?
No, a couple of years ago when I was in New York doing the VH1 show, I was with my business partner, and we just started reminiscing one day about all these funny stories. These like, can you imagine how far we've come? Like, oh, remember this time? Remember when Colin Farrell said "fuck" 11 times and you didn't hear it? You know, like all those things. I'm like, wow, this would make a really funny book. And so we started writing down chapter titles, and as you can see, the chapter titles are pretty funny. And then we just sort of expanded on things from there. And so. Then I went to my agent and I'm like, I think I need to go sell a book. So we went and sold a book.
Let's see.
And then
fuck you, Grandma is a chapter. The Tale of Two Titties sounds interesting.
The Tale of Two Titties?
The Tale of Two Titties.
I mean, that was bound to be in there, right?
I might have to check that out.
That's a mammoth chapter.
That's at page 23.
So when you sign a book deal, just for the average person that doesn't understand how that works, so you sign the book deal. Now, do you monitor the hell out of how this is selling because that means money coming in for you, or do you sign a book deal? And does it always work where you get money up front and then whatever happens, happens? Well,
it depends on what kind of deal you sign. You can do both. If you get an upfront money, if you know whatever, then it is what it is. Like they spent the money already, and it doesn't matter what it does. I mean, it matters, of course, but the money's already spent. If you self-publish, you're watching every single penny come in.
Right. You're going to airports being like, choose that one.
Yeah,
choose that one.
I mean, that being said, I'm out telling everyone to buy it anyway because I really want people to hear the stories.
I feel like if I were you, if anytime you're at an airport, I'd feel like I would put this in front of every other book and just like
you just wait. I haven't been at the airport since it came out. Oh, I will.
Wait, you got Sylvester Stallone to comment on your book here on the back? What's your relationship with Sylvester Stallone? He's a guy that we want to interview.
Oh, he's wonderful.
Tell us about that.
Well, I became friends with Sly when I became his landlord.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
So
you're like, what the hell?
His production company.
Like, what?
His production company needed space, and my building had some space, and so I rented him my office, which is pretty great. And so while I was in New York, he was literally sitting at my desk and then that went on for years and years. So we've all become besties, and he's a wonderful. And I can't even tell you, when I met my business partner, he and I bonded for the very first time over our love for all things Sylvester Stallone.
So you willed this to happen.
I think in a weird way, the universe said it needs to happen, and so now he's a friend. And by the way, every time I see him, it's still the same. Oh my God, it's Sly. Like I never get over that fan moment. And you hear his voice. It's like that very distinctive, and I can't do it, but it's amazing. And then he'll tell us stories just randomly. If he's hanging out, he'll tell us stories about what it was like filming whatever.
That's awesome.
I love him.
Hey, Carrie, let me ask you this. Carrie Keegan's here, by the way.
No, I'm not here to answer questions.
She is Everybody Curses, I Swear, the uncensored tales from the Hollywood trenches. You know, you got a lot of things going for you. From a perspective of you're super charismatic, you're fun, you're attractive. When a woman is attractive and funny, does that make it a little more tricky because people don't want to give a good-looking girl credit for being funny?
Well, it doesn't get tricky for me. It seems to get tricky for other people. It's weird, you know.
Because I feel like
she doesn't claim she's a comedian, do you?
Yeah,
you don't say you're a comedian,
I'm not a comedian, but I feel like a lot of people get intimidated or thrown off by attractive women that are funny. Like a lot of maybe guys in the Hollywood scene have maybe a little thrown off.
The only thing that I've noticed is that sometimes if I walk into a room with a male celebrity to interview them, sometimes they get a little weird about getting dirty. And so I have to literally be the one that's like throwing all of the F-bombs and all
Gotcha.
I have to go so far over where I would normally just have a conversation.
Just to get them
to be like, all right, this is
Open
weird.
up a little bit.
Yeah. So I think that's where my trouble ends up being, but I mean, I've heard that a million times. Like, oh, if you're hot, you can't be funny, or if you're a woman, you can't be funny, or whatever.
I clearly don't think that. I'm saying I feel like that's a big perception.
Yeah, which is dumb.
I agreed.
Girls can do whatever the fuck we want to do. It doesn't matter what we look like.
Let me ask you this. I feel like there's two types of
You
people.
can't bowl for shit though.
I can't bowl.
If you don't bowl 100,
women
you're
in
fucking
general
out.
can bowl.
But you can't.
I can't bowl. I think it's because I have like the equilibrium is off.
Yes.
You know, like I'm
She's got
top heavy. I got too much.
She's carrying 3 bowling balls. It's not fair. It's not fair. All right.
I'm saying over the 9,000 celebrity interviews you've done, I feel like there's certain people you probably click with right away, and there's other people you feel like you're talking to an alien.
100%.
Do you ever notice that? Like, why?
Yeah, it's like
why
a first
is that?
date. We had that experience this week.
Yeah, we call. I mean, do you look at it as like a first date too? Like you interview someone, it's sort of like being on a date with them in a way.
Yeah, for sure. And isn't everyone supposed to put their best foot forward first?
You look at like Seth Rogen, who he's been on the show many times, and it just seems like the minute he sits down, he's just chill, nice, and fun.
Yeah.
You know,
Our first date with Seth Rogen didn't go so well.
you don't think so?
But our second date was great.
Why do I feel like this is going to be one of those Family Guy flashback moments?
When your roommate's kind of weird.
But I just feel like I imagine as soon as you sit down with certain people, you're like, wow, this isn't what I could hang with versus, oh, let's get this over
Yeah,
with.
I mean, well, like Emma Stone, the second I met Emma Stone, it was like instant love fest. And ever since then, it's been like, I mean, we do Kegel exercises together. We do, I
tell us about
she's
it.
just, well, it looks a lot like this.
Much like the butt clenching exercises we do after each show.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, is that what you guys do?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
It's
This
good.
is fun.
Yeah. But then like, there's a whole chapter in there about, it's called Fuck Mickey Mouse. It's about when I finally got to interview George Clooney, like the guy that I couldn't get an interview with forever and ever and ever. And finally I got it and I couldn't figure out why. You know, everyone goes gaga over George Clooney. He's like,
You have to call them Lord Clooney for a
it
second.
was Glord Gooney.
Lord Clooney.
Oh my
Magoonie.
Oh my Goonies. Oh my Goonies.
It's my Goonies Cloonies.
Oh my Goonies. George Clooney. Can't believe it.
Finally made it work.
I want to know.
Wait,
I
hold
want
on.
to know.
Go back to the Clooney
Yeah,
films.
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, so, well, but, you know, every time I would see someone come out of an interview with George Clooney, it was always like their best afterglow. You know, everybody came out like they had literally
Like
just
after a
came
massage?
30 times.
You know the after
Yeah.
the massage feeling? You're like, oh.
And every girl wants to have sex with George Clooney. Every guy
I think
wants
Rich
to have sex with George
I think we all
Clooney.
would. I mean, it'd be a good story.
And I could not figure, like, oh, you know, I was a fan, but I'm like, what is the big deal? Then I walked into the room and the man, it just oozes just charm and just like handsome
That
and
smile.
kind and just all
What's
of
the
the
trick?
things.
What is, if you could put it in a bottle, what is it? Like, what is it that we could investigate as men?
Confidence and
Yes.
humility and charm.
It's hard.
And yeah, it is.
That's hard to combine all those.
And he smells good.
Oh,
You got to make sure you smell good. Like
Yeah.
he's
the full package.
He's
huh?
the
He really is
thing.
the real deal.
And then, you know, when I told him I was uncensored, and he was like going off on this whole tangent about, oh, well, I can't swear on CNN. They're going to be coming in next. And what about Disney? Well, fuck Mickey Mouse. I'm like, wow, you just blew my mind, dude. You're the best person ever.
Clooney. Hey, let me ask you, because we're around the same age. So I wonder, when you meet people that are around your age or younger and you don't connect with them at all, do you feel like there's weird Hollywood people that just grew up in a weird way where you probably grew up like a regular kid,
Yeah, but
right?
they're not necessarily Hollywood people.
What do you think it is?
They're
They're just
weird.
like an odd, jaded, weird person.
I think, well, you know, we surround ourselves with, I feel like, pretty confident people.
Yeah.
And even if,
or big egos, maybe. I don't know.
no,
Not
because
always
big egos need to go
Yeah, it's
away
not
too.
always- it's- okay.
Confidence is different than a big ego.
I agreed. I'm saying that there's sometimes it's just that.
Like the person has an ego.
Oh, but
and
I
that
was going to
makes them
say
weird.
lack of ego. Like it's usually, you know, not the lack of confidence, that insecurity that makes people a little weird. And because we're so like loud and
Of
confident,
course.
then it intimidates people a little bit.
Could be.
That's a good point.
Huh.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Insightful.
I'm wondering, Carrie Keagan here again. Everybody curses. I swear it's the book. She wants you to read it. Seth Rogen says she's fucking batshit crazy to pick up the book. Sly Stallone's talking about it. Strahan's talking about it. How do you use your celebrity perks now to your advantage? Like, I know you're a big rock fan and you go to a lot of rock shows and you do a lot of cool things like that. Do you use your beauty and perks to get backstage and behind the scenes and meet these people?
Your beauty and perks.
Can I tell you something? I have never been able, even when I was younger, I couldn't even I couldn't sneak into a bar. Like, no, when I got boobs early, everybody's like, oh, you'll be able to get out of a ticket. You'll be able to get into bars. You'll be able to do all this. I couldn't do a fucking thing. And I think that has traumatized me my entire life.
It didn't work for you.
I have never been able to utilize any of the quote unquote gifts.
How's that possible? You never got out of a ticket?
No.
I got out of a ticket once because I cried and the cop said, you're fucking pathetic. Just go.
Did he really?
And I felt so good about it. I was like,
I'm pathetic. That's right.
I felt pathetic, but awesome at the same time. He's like, I started tearing up. I'm like, I was a teenager. I was like, I just got my license, and I started crying. I like put on the waterworks on purpose, and he's like, you're fucking pathetic.
That's amazing. You are pathetic. And
Yes.
if I did that, it would just be a typical girl move. What am I supposed to do?
Wait, so I wonder why that doesn't work for you. Why do you think that is?
I've never been able to work it. I don't know.
Because I would imagine you're at an Aerosmith show, or I don't know, who are you into? I feel like you're like
all
really
of them.
Like you're at a rock show, and I see you there, and I imagine I'm like, yeah, come hang with us. I recognize you. I know you. You're hot. Let's hang. That doesn't happen for you? I would imagine it happens for you all the time.
It doesn't.
No,
but you know what I did?
But professionally, she's able to work every angle possible. Clearly, according to
but she has to make it happen. That's the story. It doesn't just happen easily.
I got lucky though because I made friends with a lot of people working at VH1, and those people all have like big music connections.
Right.
And so now if somebody cool comes into town, I'm like, hey, we should go. Or, and then having my show, we used to have live music every day. So I made friends with a lot of the bands then too. So if they come to town, they just text me now. So, I mean, it works, but only because I am friends with them now, not because I'm like working the system trying to get backstage.
Well, you got lots of friends, and they're all talking about how great your book is.
Yeah. Can they get me into the next Skid Row show?
He was Skid Row.
Sebastian Bach was just here.
I saw him.
He's a big guy. He's like 6'4", I thought.
Yeah, he is very tall.
Big ass dude.
He's got a book out too. Did you read it?
Yep.
No, you did not read that book.
Oh no,
you don't read any. But the fact that you're
I'm in the middle of a really good one right now.
The fact that you're taking this home and you're like, yeah, I'm going to give this a shot. Like, is
okay. Here's the deal. Let me just tell you something. This is going to help you.
Sure. Thanks. I need it.
The audio version of my book is outstanding. And I only say this not because I think I'm awesome.
Who reads it? Not this Dibs Bayer person.
No, it's me.
Oh,
I read it. But here's the thing. There are so many transcripts in that book. That's why it's so fat. But the transcripts are actual audio from my real interview in the audio version. And so when I'm telling you about George Clooney swearing, you're going to hear George Clooney swearing.
I like it. Go.
So it's way easier on a LA commute to just pop it in.
Or
and
for a bozo like me, that's what you're going to say. That's okay.
For a guy that can't read words, let me do it for you.
Perfect. Great. I love it. Carrie
awesome.
Keagan, we're happy for you. Continued success. Sorry you were terminated so early, but I mean, you were on the show, and
I win.
You won anyway.
Yeah.
And you're always welcome here on our show.
Thank you
Guys,
so much.
Get the book and hit her up at Carrie Keagan on Twitter, and Instagram is Carrie Keagan too, right? Or no?
Yeah, everything is Carrie Keagan. Wait, you guys didn't even tell me your favorite curse words. I feel like I'm failed as an interviewer right now.
Oh man,
my favorite curse word.
Because mine is the very first word of the book.
Lately, I got which one?
It's the very first thing you read. It's cock juggling thunder cunt.
Cock juggling. You know, can I tell you something? Lately, I feel like the word cunt has been effectively used to describe certain people that I've been angry with.
Let's just say that's the one I've been using the most lately. And
really?
Yes, absolutely.
And I used to find it a little like cringy, but now I feel like it's such a good pop.
It only gets cringy, I feel like, when guys say it to women.
No,
so
not
so when you're talking about
just
another dude, okay.
Not too.
I like calling inanimate objects cunts. I mean,
it could be cunts too.
Like that was a cunty Christmas tree, or this hat is definitely cunty.
That is a cunty hat.
This is one cunting.
But what's the one? I'll try
hat.
I'll be honest.
What's your one though? I want to incorporate that one.
Truthfully, I think. I mean, it's such a mild one.
Thunder cunt? Cock juggling thunder cunt. I'm gonna write that down.
Cock goblin might be a good one.
Oh, cock goblin. I love
Cock
that one.
goblin. You know, I just feel like a good shit here and
Cum
there is good
guzzler.
too. Shit, I mean, that's
It's true.
so simple, but shit's a good one.
True.
Juggling thunder cunt.
So
That's
here's
gonna
the
be my new one.
thing. There is a swear generator in the book. If you guys are stuck, I
Okay.
want you to come up with one and then tweet me.
Certainly will.
And it's been fun because fans have actually been tweeting me and telling me that I've been learning a lot of new curse words.
Spot, what's your favorite curse word?
Cum guzzler.
Yes!
Oh, cum guzzler. Good
Also
one.
a good one.
Good one.
Also a good one.
Cum guzzler. All right,
Well-
guys, share your thoughts and hit her up on Twitter and Instagram at Carrie Keagan. Pick up the book. Everybody curses, I swear. Carrie Keagan!
Covino Rich doing it live from LA. Sirius XM.